Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to chat about my 2024 stationery favorites, starting up with this Canon Ivy mini printer. I believe this is the second generation, and I've been really loving it this past year. I've used it for all things journaling, in my weekly spreads. You can print out multiple pictures, not just one, on a sheet, and it uses zinc paper. There is an app that you download when you purchase one of these, and you can get all different types of frames and different filters, all those things. Next up are these tiny notes from Yellow Paper House. I discovered these through Amy Y'all on Instagram. She's also here on YouTube. She usually posts about journaling and her Hobonichi cousin. That's how I discovered her, and I'm obsessed with all the things that she does. So I definitely had to get my hands on these. I believe she actually suggested that these get created. They have what's called like a junk journal, where they put a bunch of scraps into a journal for you, and you can get them punched into your size of journal that you use. Like if you use disc, I think they have a spiral one as well. I can link their website if you're interested, but I adore these. They are very fun for journaling. You can cut them up however you want, tape them into things. Very versatile. Okay, next up we have my washi tapes. This is just a handful of the washi tapes I owned, but these were the ones that I reached for the most. These are from some Etsy shops that I've come across on Instagram. I've gotten some from Stationery. I've pretty much tried to pick up a washi tape if I'm ordering from a stationery shop to get me to that free shipping threshold, honestly, because they're usually inexpensive. Then these here, I got them in cloth and paper subscription boxes. I didn't really use them when I first got them, and then I started reaching for them more this past year. Alrighty, and next up is this glue tape. I got this in a pack of 4 from Amazon for like $6. I was gonna buy the Tombow ones, but this was cheaper for 4, so I couldn't beat that. And you just glide it onto your paper or whatever it is that you want to stick into your notebook, and it stays. This one here, the double-sided Scotch tape, this is what I was using before I purchased the glue tape runner. This is very sticky, and once you put it down, if you're trying to take it off, you're gonna rip your paper. So I didn't really love this. That's why I needed to find an alternative, but for something that you want to stay, it definitely does the job. Then lastly, I have this gift wrapping tape. It's just very clear, more transparent than the regular tape that you can buy. Okay, next up are mild liners, and I'm sure if you're watching this, you know what these are, but if you don't, they are a double-ended highlighter. One side is a chisel tip and the other is just like a regular point. It's way thinner, and they come in all different colors. I've collected these over like maybe the last 2 years, and I'm obsessed. They still haven't dried out. This one is definitely my favorite color though, this olive green. Then I have my cloth and paper pencil pouch. I carry this thing with me everywhere. It fits so much. For the sake of this video though, I did take out all of my like scissors and things that I had in here and just left the markers that I use. Well, an eraser. Use that, that's self-explanatory. And I have other mild liners in here. These are actually the brush tip mild liners, which I came across when I was at Michael's one day, and I ended up purchasing 2 colors that I already had in the regular mild liners, which is fine because it is a different point, but here I am showing you the chisel point versus the brush pen, which they're very nice. And the brush pen versions also have that fine tip at the other end. Okay, so I have 3 Tombos in here. Purchased these at Michael's on their own. Been obsessed with them from this past year. If you look at my old Hobonichi, every spread has one of these colors in it, and they still have ink. These are also double-ended. One side is like a brush pen, and the other side is the fine point. The rest of the markers in here are Click Art markers by Zebra. I love these. The colors are very vibrant. Love that you can click them, that they're retractable, and they don't dry out even though there's no cover on the end. I use these mostly in journaling or if I'm writing on those little tiny notes that I showed earlier, because they do bleed through. Like I said, they're very vibrant, very bright. So I would recommend writing on something, then taping that into your journal if you don't want to see it on the other side of the paper. Aside from those 3 Tombos I showed you, I do have way more now, thanks to one of my sisters who got them for me for Christmas. She purchased the pastel ones for me, and the other ones I believe are, it's called portraits, but it's for you to use, like it's all different skin tones. But I love all the colors. I can't wait to get more, so very excited to use these. I only included it because I got them for Christmas, but I'm definitely going to use and abuse them. And these are the portrait colored ones. There's all different shades of brown, like a nudish color, light pale, pinks. I'm not sure if that's like a pink or more of like a beige, but very pretty colors nonetheless. Let's chat fountain pens. Lamy is the first fountain pen brand that I've purchased from this past year. I got this one from, well, I got them both from Yoseka, but this was the first one I purchased. This is an extra fine nib with black ink in it. It's a black cartridge that comes, it's like the Lamy brand cartridges. And next up are my Kavekos. This one was a special edition. I think it's called like peach or orange iridescent pearl, not too sure. This is also an extra fine nib, and I have a cartridge in there as well. It is, I think it's called Sunset Orange. Then this is the first Kaveco that I purchased in the color Sage Green, and the nib is also extra fine, silver detailing on it. This one has a cartridge as well, and in the cartridge I have, I think it's called Caramel Brown, but I'll show them in a little bit here as well. Next is the Blend pen, which I discovered through a cloth and paper subscription. I'm obsessed with these pens. They are so smooth, glide perfectly over your paper, very inky if you like a bold ink. I'm a 0.38 type of girl when it comes to pens, so I was very shocked that I enjoyed writing with this pen. It's a 0.5, a juicy 0.5, like it's very inky. There is a bit of ghosting with this pen, but I didn't mind it as much because there wasn't any indentation from when you're writing, since it would glide so smoothly over the paper. And the swatch of this one, it's the same ink and same pen, it's just newer, so I haven't used it yet, so you can see how much more bold it is than the white pen since that one's running out of ink. And this pen is the #1 girl of 2024. She is my holy grail. I go nowhere without one of these in my bag. It is the Uniball Signo 207 in a 0.38 millimeter with black ink. I probably have about 12 refills for this pen, I'm not even joking. And I just purchased another body from Your Everyday Planner. She not only has stickers, she also has some stationery goodies on there. So And it's very inexpensive, this pen. I'm obsessed. If you haven't tried this pen, please go buy one. And then again, there is some slight ghosting, but I don't mind it. I prefer to have a pen that writes well, can write over highlighters without smudging, dries quickly. It's worth it to me. This pen here was actually my favorite pen of 2023, the Sarasa Dry. I brought it into 2024. I still use it a ton, but I just prefer the Uniball Signo 307 now. But this does write beautifully over any marker, anything that you put down into your pages. I don't believe it writes on transparent notes though, but the dry time is phenomenal, so it's worth it in my opinion. Now we have the Uni Pin in 01. This you can use on transparent sticky notes, transparent page flags, anything that has that filmy texture. I use this all the time. I adore it. I love it when I'm reading, and if I'm annotating anything, it's a lifesaver because you can write on your transparent sticky notes. It doesn't smudge once it dries. Keep that in mind. Once it dries, it won't smudge, but you do have to wait a couple seconds for it to dry. And if you're wondering, my page flags and the little sticky notes are from Cloth and Paper. Next up are the Tombow Fude markers. I have them in the hard tip and the soft tip. If I'm being honest, I don't like the soft tip one. I much prefer the hard tip. It just is way easier to control. I'm sure if people love to do calligraphy, then they'll prefer the soft tip one because it does, it's very flexible to write with. I just don't prefer that. You might. I do use the Tombow hard tip one for headers in my Hobonichi weeks. If I want to cross anything out, if I want to make something bold on a page, that's what I usually reach for. It does bleed through your paper a little bit, but it is really nice, doesn't move once you put it down, and it doesn't smudge. This here is just an M&G mechanical pencil. I think it's called like the Unbreakable or something, but it does break if you use it too hard. Okay, now into the inks for my fountain pens. I haven't dabbled in using ink that I need to put into a converter yet. I've just been using cartridges this past year. It's just way easier for me. And the color I was obsessed with the most is the caramel brown. There is one blue ink in this box here because that's what comes with all Kaweco pens. It's not punctured or anything, so you can easily just pop it out. So that way you can save it if you do want that, or you can keep that as the color that you want to write with. I prefer black ink, and I found out that I also prefer brown ink. So something you could look forward to with the Kawecos. There's many different colors to choose from, and I got mine from Stationery. As you can see here, I needed to put in a new refill, which I did after the video, but all you do is just pop it out and then you push this one in. Kind of makes like a clicking noise, and then you kind of keep it face down a little bit till the ink starts to come to the tip of the pen and write per usual. And it's very mess-free, which I prefer. And just like the Kawecos, Lamy pens also come with a blue ink cartridge. I swapped it out for black ink. I just prefer to write in black ink, and it's like the same process as the Quebeca. You pop it in, you push it in, it punctures a little hole for the ink to drop down into the tip of the pen. And the other two colors that I reached for this past year is the Sunrise Orange and the Violet from Lamy, which I have in my other pen. And the refill's pretty low, but I haven't refilled it yet because I think I want to do a different color in that pen now. Next up are my tweezers from Cloth and Paper, self-explanatory, but also a lifesaver when you're trying to grab those small stickers. Another favorite of mine from this past year was my photo album from Cloth and Paper that I use to house my stickers. I have stickers from Opal and Fern, Daisy Papers, and Your Everyday Planner in here. I don't think I have stickers. Oh, I have stickers from The Giving Girl as well, which is all the way in the back. I just purchased from her shop maybe in November, I believe it was. And I do really like them, so I do want to get some more, but I'm gonna need to find somewhere else to put them because they won't fit in here. Okay, and here I'm showing you a book dart on one of my pages here in my Hobonichi Weeks. This is actually my weeks from 2024, but I figured I'll just show you one here. I do really like these to mark your pages without adding any bulk to your journal or anything that you're writing in, and it is a very easy way just to find your spot. I got mine on Amazon actually because I tried to get them on Jet Pens, they were sold out. I tried to get them on Yoseka Stationery, they were sold out, so Amazon was for the win for that one. And these here are the Midori index clips. Got these from Yoseka Stationery. I have the silver ones, but they also come in like a copper color, which I would like to get my hands on, but they're always sold out every time I try to get them. I didn't specifically point it out in this video, but I also really enjoyed my tabs that I used in my Hobonichi Weeks 2024 from Daisy Papers that I purchased on her Etsy shop. Then I was also obsessed with this page keeper from Hobonichi Weeks. It does exactly what it needs to do. Keep your book closed, mark your page if you need to. Doesn't add any extra bulk to your notebook. And then of course, my Hobonichi Weeks pencil board was also a staple and favorite of mine in 2024. And I've also really enjoyed using the Cubo and Lucy. I don't know what this is. She included it in one of my orders, but I was obsessed with using it to break my washi tape. It gives you a very clean cut if you're looking for that, and it easily pops into my Hobonichi Weeks pocket there. And I guess because I enjoyed my pencil board so much in 2024, I decided to show you my 2025 one, which is very cute. And that brings us to the end of today's video, but I did forget to mention this clip that I've become obsessed with. I believe I got it sometime in October, so it's fairly new, but it holds your pages down very nicely, doesn't rip your page, doesn't crease your pages. It's very nice if you like to have your stuff flat while you're journaling or writing. Thanks so much for watching. I would appreciate if you gave this video a thumbs up and comment below what your 2024 stationery favorites were. See you next time.